to start from first principles, okay? In order to decide what kind of idea that you do, right? A great idea is essentially a viral idea equals a viral topic or like a great topic times a great format. Okay, I've talked about this multiple times. It's important for me to reiterate because humans need to be reminded more than they need to be taught, right? And it's this concept of you need a really strong topic. So it's basically the topic is what you're talking about, and then the format is how you present it. Okay, so if the topic is how to grow on YouTube, and the format is give me 58 seconds and I'll come, right? So like for example, give me 58 seconds and I'll delete your fear of rejection, right? Then in this case, if we combine how to grow on YouTube with give me 58 seconds, I'll delete your fear of rejection, it is give me 58 seconds and I'll show you how to blow up on YouTube. Okay, for example, this will be what the viral idea is like. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean that you can just pair anything to be like, okay, topic and format, and then it will immediately give you something that really works. No, that's just not how it works, right? And then kind of comes into the question like, hey, do I even want to have, do I even want to go viral? Like, what is the kind of audience that you're attracting? Okay, so I'm going to break all of that down right now. So really, there's two different types of ways that you can think about YouTube, right? There are really two ways to monetize, predominantly two ways to monetize. It's on the platform, right? This is with AdSense / sponsorships. I would consider sponsorships to be inside of the platform or outside of the platform. This is with, like high ticket deals, consulting services, ebooks, for example, right? So in order to decide what type of videos that you want to make, you have to decide, okay, am I monetizing on the platform or am I monetizing outside of the platform? Or is it kind of a mix of both? Because, if you're monetizing on the platform, pretty much what you're optimizing for is like views. And if you're monetizing outside of the platform, right, then it's like you're more so optimizing for like highest quality of viewers, okay? Or in other words, it's your dollar per view, right? It's how much money that you make per view, right? If you're monetizing on the platform with like the right audience, with the right audience and the type of, depending on the type of content, it'll determine your RPM. So like how many, like how many, like how much money you make per 1,000 views, and you times it by the number of views, that will equal to the amount of money. But generally, you're just trying to like increase the number of views that you get, right? But if you're monetizing outside of the platform, then you're looking for the highest quality of viewers, right? That's your highest dollar per view. That's basically like the main thing that you're optimizing for, right? So you're gonna want to think about, okay, like which am I optimizing for? So if you're monetizing outside of the platform, generally you're like a real estate agent, right? Financial advisor. You are, you sell some sort of like home service, maybe like online consulting, right? Tax consultancy, right? Anything along these lines, you're monetizing outside of the platform. And if you're not doing any of these and you're just trying to monetize with AdSense, then it's just optimizing for these, right? So the type of idea, like the topic that you select and the format that you select will be determined by the way that you are trying to monetize. Okay. So, and within like the idea of a top of within any like idea, right? If let's say you are monetizing outside of the platform, okay, right? You will have, certain topics that are maybe like more top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Okay. There's this concept of a funnel that maybe some of you guys are familiar with, but I will describe some of this. There's this concept of a funnel where basically the top of funnel content will get like the most views. This will get like most views. And then this will get like second most views, but maybe it attracts more qualified people. And then if you're doing bottom of funnel content, this will, are the most likely to convert people. So let's say you are, I'm just gonna, for simplicity, I'm just gonna use a real estate agent, right? If you're a real estate agent, for example, like top of funnel would be like walking tours, right? This is the most, the easiest to explain. Like walking tours, like okay, like everyone wants to watch like walking tours, or like reasons not to retire in this area, right? That will be considered a more top of funnel video, right? And then the more bottom of funnel video would be like, okay, deepest regrets. It could be like deepest regrets of moving to a certain area. And then the middle funnel would be, would be something in between these two. It could be like, nothing comes out. Like it could be like everything that you need to know about moving to X area. Okay. And then this concept